Welcome back, everyone. It's here. And today I've got some r/BestOf for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading you the posts, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. This post was collected by Lucy Aria Rose, and their tagline is, "I'm keeping the garlic." The original OP is OKJelly6298, posted to r/Am I Overreacting and r/Relationship Advice. Posted originally April 11th, 2025. Am I overreacting for threatening to take my sister to court after her toddler destroyed my $2,000 gaming setup because she said I should have baby-proofed my apartment? Hi Reddit, I'm female 25 and I'm honestly at my breaking point with this one. I need outside perspective because my entire family is acting like I'm Hitler for standing my ground. So I, 25 female, am a student software developer and a pretty serious PC gamer in my free time. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment that I've spent years making cozy and functional. I saved up for a long time to build my dream PC setup. Triple monitors, custom mechanical keyboard, ergonomic chair, the works. Altogether, my rig is worth a bit over $2,000, and I take care of it like it's a damn child. Last weekend, my older sister, 30 female, asked if she could crash at my place for one night because her apartment was being fumigated, and her husband was out of town. She has a 3-year-old son, Max, who's, let's say, spirited. I love him, but he's a little chaos goblin. I hesitated, but she swore she'd keep an eye on him, and that it'd just be for one night. They show up Saturday afternoon, and immediately, it's clear she wasn't kidding about Max being a handful. Within 10 minutes of arriving, he'd pulled 4 books off my shelf, thrown my houseplants on the floor, and spilled juice on my area rug. I tried to stay chill. He's 3. I get it. But I asked my sister politely to please keep him out of my office, where my PC setup is. She rolls her eyes and goes, "He's just exploring. He's curious. It's normal." But she closes the office door anyway. Cut to Sunday morning. I wake up to screaming. Max had apparently woken up before his mom, managed to open the office door, and decided my setup was his new jungle gym. He pulled down one of my monitors, cracking the screen. He stuck crackers into the PC tower's ventilation slots. I'm not kidding. Yanked out my keyboard's keycaps and had colored on my chair with permanent marker. The cherry on top, he poured apple juice into the tower. Into it! When I tell you I went silent, I mean dead silent. My sister comes in, sees the damage, and just says, "Oh no!" in this incredibly flat tone, like someone knocked over a cup of coffee. I started freaking out, and she had the audacity to say, "Aw, you should have baby-proofed the room if it was that important to you." I lost it. I told her that 1. She knew he wasn't supposed to be in there. 2. This is my space, not a damn daycare. And 3. Baby-proofing a $2,000 gaming setup is not a standard requirement for adults living alone. She told me to calm down and said that he's just a kid and stuff is replaceable. I told her she could replace them. She said she didn't have the money right now, but maybe in a few months she could give me a few hundred. I told her that wasn't acceptable and that she needed to take full responsibility. She left in a huff, and now my whole family is blowing up my phone. My mom says I'm being materialistic and should understand that my nephew didn't mean it. My dad said I should have locked the door if it was that important. My brother actually said, "Why do you even need 3 monitors anyway? That's kinda overkill." I filed a claim with my insurance, but there's no guarantee it'll be covered since it was technically guest damage. I also told her that if she does not pay up, I'll take her to court for what happened. Now, I'm getting texts from my sister demanding an apology for blaming her kid for being curious. I told her I'd drop it if she covered the cost of repairs and replacements, or at least meet me halfway. And she blocked me! So, am I overreacting if I take my sister to court over this? Update. Wow, just wow. 4 hours later, I wake up from my nap to this. Thank you guys. It'll take a bit for me to read all of this. My sister has not unblocked me, but her husband reached out to find out what happened. I'm sorry I don't have more to tell yet, but I'll update again when I do. Seriously. Thanks for the insights, everyone. My head is a lot clearer now. Update 2, same post, 4 hours later. Update 2. Hey all, my sister's husband reached out as mentioned earlier, and we're working out a solution if possible. He's been really understanding, as have all of you. Also, to clarify the office situation, my one-bedroom apartment is on the smaller side. around 33 meters squared or 355 feet squared. So the landlord converted an old ex-clothes cabinet into a makeshift office. It's weird, but the building is from the 40s, and I guess they had to get creative with the space with an old tenant or something. So it's living room, sister and her kid slept there, plus kitchen, I sleep there, plus the office. Thanks for all the support and the award. I really don't have the words for how nice people have been in both DMs and the comments. Some of OP's comments. OP responded to one of the top comments, posted by Multicracker13. I, 34 male, my wife, 33 female, have a niece and a nephew ages 5 and 3. They are a handful. When they come to visit, they make a mess. Mind you, their parents bring toys and other stuff for the kids to play with. They wake up on time with the kids, they parent well. If the kids are acting up, they get time out. They allow exploring, but to an extent. The kid's father is also a software engineer and knows the importance of electronics and the expenses tied to them. Your sister should have 1. Gotten up with her child, 2. Be prepared for less sleep for one night as you're doing the favor of providing a space, 3. Respected your space, as again, you're providing. In my opinion, if you've set the boundary of this room is off limits, it should be respected. Could you have prevented the little demon from entering the room while unsupervised? Probably. However, you live alone, and this isn't top priority, nor are you used to this circumstance. On top of that, Mom, your sister, was present. I'm 100% on your side with this. Parents are responsible for their kids' actions at this young of an age, and this could have been avoided if she got up on time or have other parental measures put in place, regardless of whether they are exploring or destroying. I'm also family-oriented, and I know taking one's family member to court may or will ruin the relationship, either a little or forever. Perhaps your sister could borrow the money from your parents and pay them back slowly, or explore a couple of other options. I do feel for you. I feel for your sister too, except her reaction. You need to weigh the pros and cons on the outlook of taking her to court. Best of luck, dear. OP responds, I really appreciate your comment. I feel as if you nailed exactly how I've been feeling, but couldn't articulate in the moment. It's comforting to know I'm not totally off base here. I will need to see what I'm willing to do with this situation. I don't want to lose my family, but I don't want to start begging to be heard either. Thank you. OP on going no contact. Yeah, I'm not ready to go full no contact right now, but I really appreciate your perspective. It's definitely something I'll keep in mind if things keep escalating and no one starts showing even a little respect for my boundaries. I just want accountability, not drama. But if they keep pushing, I won't hesitate to step back. I don't think I want to know my family if they can't appreciate the work I put into my hobbies. Thanks for the insight. Commenter, downvoted. Questions. 1. Does your office door lock? If so, why wasn't it locked? 2. How was this unattended 3-year-old able to get his hands on crackers and apple juice in an apartment that he is presumably not familiar with? Why were these items so easy for him to get to? 3. If you knew in advance that he and your sister were coming, why wouldn't you make any effort to either secure delicate/important items or move them somewhere he can't reach? So something I do want to point out that's kind of bugging me with this is a 3-year-old had managed to get into the office, unsupervised, and was climbing on top of the desk. But it's OP's fault that the 3-year-old had put themselves into that extremely dangerous situation and not the mother who wasn't watching her child. I also find it odd the 3-year-old was enough of a skilled climber to not only get on top of the desk, but to bring snacks and apple juice up there as well. Something feels off. Update post, April 16th, 2025, 5 days later. Hey again, just wanted to post a quick update since it's been a little under a week and a few people asked about what happened next. Things are better, pretty fucking weird, and still ongoing, but here's where we're at. Last Saturday, my brother-in-law, BIL, came over to check out the damage himself. He actually brought Max, the toddler, with him, which I was almost livid about at first, but he had a reason. He asked Max to try to open the office/closet door. The kid couldn't do it. The door was too heavy for him. You probably can guess where this is going. Brother-in-law offered to take my PC to the store that originally built it for me, just to see what was fixable. I agreed, but asked for something in writing just so I had some peace of mind. We put together a little agreement that he'd be responsible for it while it was with him. Yeah, it was just a formality and would not hold much merit anywhere, but it helped me feel a bit more in control. On Monday, he dropped it off at the shop and gave them my number so they could keep me updated. He also told me he confronted my sister about how things played out. I sent him my original Reddit post too. He read the comments and apparently showed them to her. She still hasn't unblocked me and from what I've heard, was not happy about the fact my brother-in-law is actually listening to me. I also shared the post and some comments with my parents and brother since no one really believed me before. My parents still don't fully get it, but they've at least stopped pushing back. My brother is more understanding now, though for some reason, he mostly wanted to talk about how many people saw the post. I don't think either of those three still care, really, and I'm fine if they see this. Do better! Anyway, I went to see the PC today, Wednesday here. The shop said it's mostly salvageable. It needs a very careful internal clean and a few fans replaced and some wiring fixed, but overall, the main parts survived somehow. Brother-in-law told me he'll cover the cost of the repair. No hesitation. When I brought up what my sister said about not being able to pay even $200, he said she's lying. He also said he's not sure Max actually did the damage. He thinks the door was left open on purpose, or that my sister might have even done some of it herself. Based on the height of the tower and where the crackers ended up, it didn't quite add up to a toddler acting alone. Apparently, she's been telling him I have a gambling addiction. I did get a bit hooked on Genshin like 4 years ago, I guess. And that maybe this whole thing will wake me up. Which is new. She used to be supportive, or at least indifferent. No idea where that switch came from. So yeah, that's where we're at. My PC is being cleaned up and fixed. Brother-in-law is covering the cost. Sister still has me blocked and won't talk to me. Still tempted to start something with her, to be honest, especially if she actually did all this on purpose. Still not ruling out small claims court, depending on how things go. Thanks again to everyone who responded to the original post. Seeing how many people understood what happened really helped me hold the line with my family when I felt like I was losing my mind. One thing I've been turning over in my head lately is, what if my sister did do something to my setup on purpose? I don't want to believe that, it feels like a stretch, but the more I think about it, the less so, I guess. But then, I remembered how she acted when I asked her to keep Max out of the office. The eye roll and the, "he's just curious," comments. Like she didn't take any of it seriously. And now, hearing from my brother-in-law that she's been saying I have a crippling gambling, gaming, whatever addiction, and needed to grow up, it's just weird. She used to be cool about it, never super into games herself, but she got that it was important to me. If something changed, I don't know when or why. And if this was some weird way to make a point or teach me a lesson, that's messed up. You're not our mom. How about talking first instead of this? I don't want to jump to conclusions, but the more I think about it, the less it makes sense that Max could have done all of that alone. It's sick if she blamed her own son for it. So yeah, not accusing anyone outright, but that thought is there now. And if you're my sister reading this, which I'm guessing you are because I bet you'd love to look at the comments that are on your side a lot. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. I don't know why you blocked me. I don't know what shifted in your head about all this, but if you actually had anything to do with damaging my setup, whether it was on purpose or just through complete carelessness, fuck you. You know I worked hard for that. You know what that rig meant to me. And you know I would never do something like this to your stuff. And if Max really did all of this on his own, I hope you're paying closer attention now. Not for my sake, but for his. Read the comments on my first post again, from other parents and people with younger siblings who clearly know better than you. That's all. Thanks for reading, those who did. Some of OP's comments. Commenter. Wait, I thought the whole family was blowing up your phone, telling you how mean you were. OP responds, yes, a week ago, before my first post. Is there something I can clarify for you here? My sister was talking incredible smack about me to them, making it seem like I screamed at her child over a minor mistake. I do see the people going, haha, blowing up her phone, and I do not understand what is wrong with the wording. Commenter. I think ChatGPT is being used a lot on Reddit lately, especially in Am I the Asshole type subs, and a common indicator that it's a fake post is that AI always uses the blowing up my phone phrase. So that's probably why they're questioning it. OP responds, "Oh, I see." Laughing emoji. "Thank you for clarifying. Beep boop." Commenter. "I'm really glad things are turning out for the better, but what about the other damages? Gaming chair, keyboard, etc." OP. "My chair is okay. The cushion, legs, and back are staining with red permanent marker, but I've learned to live with it. Coworkers and I are trying to find a chemical to fix the situation on the cushions, but an ethanol solution, small amounts, I don't want to ruin the chair further, has slowly been working at cleaning the other parts. Being a janitor does have its perks. Keyboard, I could not find all the keycaps that were pulled off. I replaced the missing ones with an old keyboard's ones, both mechanical. So it's a bit awkward, but it works for now. I might get custom ones for it if I find some that fit. The cracked monitor, on the other hand, needs to be replaced. I guess calling it cracked was a kindness in itself. Still got the other two left, and at least it wasn't the most expensive one. But, yeah. Sad 3 emoji. Commenter. Why aren't you just having your brother-in-law pay for a new keyboard and monitor? Or professional cleaning for the chair? That's all part of the repairs." OP responds, "We're waiting to see if my sister confesses to anything. If so, she will be paying out of her own pocket, and paying back. Not my brother-in-law. If she confesses and refuses, then, well, lawyer emoji, contract lock emoji. The computer is essential, but the keyboard works and I still have 2 monitors. That's why I'm willing to wait for the other damage to be solved." In regards to the addiction, I'll admit during COVID, I did spend $300 on Ganyu when she came out, but that was the worst of it, and it was so worth it. I don't play much anymore, mostly stuck on Marvel Rivals right now, same. But the overall margin from Genshin release to this day, I've spent under $600. I get it, even that might look crazy to people who don't play video games, but sheesh, gambling addiction? Bruh. She should be more concerned of what I spent on Pokemon packs in this economy, if she's gotta be concerned over something. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. New update post, May 3rd, 2025, over 2 weeks later, from the original post. Title, my, 25 female, sister, 30 female, is spiraling, but I don't know how or if I should help. Alright, we got a soft recap here. Oh boy, let's do this. A few weeks ago, I made a post not here about how my sister's toddler, 3 male, almost destroyed my PC setup. Long story short, she and her son were staying with me for one night. He got in my office, and the whole setup got wrecked with juice and cracker bits shoved in the tower. The situation was awful, and when I asked my sister for help covering the damage, she made an excuse and blamed me instead. It became whole family drama. My sister blocked me and acted like the whole thing was my fault, but her husband, my brother-in-law, reached out on his own. He checked the damage himself, helped take the PC in for repairs, and ended up covering the cost because he was genuinely embarrassed by the way that she acted. He even started questioning whether the toddler could have done that much damage on their own, especially after the kid couldn't even open my door by himself. My brother-in-law thought, fuck, so close to one take. My brother-in-law thought maybe my sister left it open or did something herself. Within a week of that, my brother-in-law confronted her, and, well, she kicked him out of the house. Like, full on. Told him to get the hell out. Packed up his things, dumped them, and left them by the curb like he was a stray dog. He told me she screamed that he was betraying her and taking the side of that fucking Reddit bitch, meaning me. She also apparently accused him of conspiring and cheating on her with me to humiliate her publicly. Which, what? She hasn't let him see their kids since. No visits, no phone calls. She's gone full black hole mode and is completely unreachable, threatening cops if he goes near. She's blocked me, my brother, and even some extended family, and is only talking to our parents, who are still enabling her, but I think it's only so they can keep Max at arm's length. Meanwhile, I'm hearing rumors she's been telling people I'm unhinged, psychotic, and that I made the whole thing up. She told one of our cousins that I lured her kid into that office like some kind of trap or setup. I don't know if this is postpartum related or if something snapped, or if she's just always been this vindictive and I didn't want to see it, but I'm scared. Scared for her kids, scared for her husband, and yeah, I'm also scared for myself, because if she's willing to ruin her whole marriage and turn the family against me just to protect a lie? My parents want to keep it under wraps, but I know my brother-in-law wants to get her help. I want to get her help too, but I don't know where to start or what to do. What can I start with to possibly push her towards someone who can help her out? Has someone here dealt with a situation like this before? I feel helpless, as I know she's an adult and has free will, but I fear for her safety and my nephew's safety as well. My brother-in-law voiced wanting to divorce her, and I told my parents he will get his son whether they approve or not. His side of the family is furious with mine, and I've no idea where I stand because, yeah, I guess I started this. Is this salvageable? If so, what can I do? Who can I contact within the States? Is there anything I can do even? Does anyone know? Top comments. Lassa Apso Smile. I think your parents need to talk to her because this is crazy. The kid did what 3-year-olds do, but she failed as a mother by not minding him. Your brother-in-law stepped up to fix it, but her reaction is nuts. There has to be more here. I think your parents are in a better place to figure out what's going on. And on my note, if the story is what OP is reporting it to be, then let her get the cops involved, because they're not going to side with her. Also, getting any kind of lawyer, CPS, or anyone involved who can assist with this definitely would help, because what she's doing is just fundamentally illegal on multiple levels, from an illegal eviction to also withholding visitation of a child, especially with no kind of custody agreement or anything like that, put in place. Like, that's gonna get her in so much goddamn trouble, it's not even funny. Most importantly, though, it sounds like she definitely needs some kind of assistance or aid or help or something, because this is just incredibly unwell behavior, and I do hope she finds what she needs, because this is scary. As for OP, I wish them best of luck with getting their setup repaired, and just know that your initial reaction was in fact not overreacting. This post was collected by Drek Caterpillar 77, and their tagline is, Satan is not a pogo stick. The original poster is you/fake pisser, and that'll make sense in just a second. Posted October 2nd, 2015 to r/relationships. My mom, 48 female, is trying to force me, 17 male, to fly to another state and take a pre-job drug test for my brother, 22. To be honest, I have done this in the past. I have taken pre-hire drug tests for him. I hated doing it, but I did it. We look enough alike on his driver's license that we pull it off, and people at those clinics are more busy making sure you don't sneak something in your pants than with the ID pic. My brother asked me first because he knew he was going to apply a couple months ago. I said no and told him to get clean, and he got pissed at me. Then got my mom to take his side, and here we are. I hate doing this because I hate that I'm doing something illegal, and I hate that my brother won't stop smoking weed long enough to get a job. I have nothing against weed. I just don't smoke it. I hate how lazy and irresponsible he is. I would have to fly out and miss some school, but my mom is threatening to revoke my work permit. I work at a burger place part-time. I love my job, but I can only keep it if my GPA stays high and my mom and my guidance counselor sign a permission slip. Don't want to do anything illegal anymore. Don't want to keep bailing out my brother. I hate doing this, period. My mom also threatened to kick me out of the house, but I think that one is a bluff. I would have to fly out Sunday, and I have a big chemistry test on Monday. I feel like I have no way out. This sucks. Let me know if any good ideas come to mind to help me do the best thing. Too long didn't read, my mother is strong-arming me to take a drug test so my pothead brother can get a really good job. Relevant comments. Mr. Jules. Just tell them you smoked weed. OP responds, didn't think of this. My mom would probably drug test me to check because we've been fighting over this. I should have thought of this sooner. Damn. Thanks, this would have been genius. User, I fucked Jenny too, comments. This looks like the best option since she doesn't seem to give a shit if the other brother does it. OP responds, nah, she never cared if he did anything, but if I get a B instead of an A, all hell breaks loose. I get grounded, lose my laptop, and no TV and no friends. Doesn't seem balanced. OP on how he faked tests for his brother in the past. They never let me go alone. He always walks in with me to make sure I don't chicken out. Then, when they call his name, he puts a magazine over his face or just bends down and looks at his phone. Great idea, though. So, thank you. But can't I go to jail or suffer some legal consequences if I get caught trying? I don't want to lose my scholarships or even my acceptance to my future college. OP on how his mom can revoke his work permit. The high school I attend has to give you a work permit in order to get a part-time job, or nobody will hire you without it. But the rules are that you have to maintain a high GPA, and your parents have to sign a consent form. Once you have all that, your guidance counselor will give the final approval. Those are the rules. So my mom can go to my guidance counselor at any time and say she no longer contends to me working. She can say something from behavior problems at home to I need more time for homework and family. Anything. That would be it. They revoke my work permit and I get fired. Update, November 22nd, 2015. 6 weeks later. It didn't go too well for me. My mom dropped me off at the airport. I didn't get on the plane. I just sat there when they called for my plane to board. The airline lady asked me if I wanted to board because she saw I was the only one left in the waiting area. I felt scared, I'm not gonna lie. That was the hardest moment of my life by far. The shit hit the fan when my brother found out I wasn't getting off the plane that night. He went to pick me up at the airport. My mom called and called until finally she just texted me to not come home. I spent the night at the airport, and I took the bus to school on that Monday. I took my chemistry test and totally bombed it. I got a C, and I wish I could have a do-over on that because I know all that stuff. I don't know what happened there. I got fired from my job because my mom revoked my permission slip to work. I spoke to my boss, but there was nothing he could do to keep me working for him. He said he respects me and that he would hire me when I'm 18, but nothing he can do now. I don't live at home anymore. I got kicked out. That whole thing was bad. My self-esteem is in the dumps because I don't like staying at my friend's house where I stay now. Sometimes I think all I had to do was take the stupid drug test and everything would be fine now. Thanksgiving is coming, and it's weird not having a place or a family to have that holiday with. I thought it would all blow over by now, but it hasn't. My mom is more angry about this than I thought. She moved and rented another house, so my old house is done. To me, it makes a difference. Honestly, I would love to say, hey, I did the right thing and it's all good, but it's not that easy. I'm lost for now at least. I don't know how to move on without a home to go home to. I have to confess that I wish my mom would call me and tell me I was right. It's just not that easy to just leave your family behind. So, anyway, I don't know what else to say. I have my clothes and my books and my school stuff. I'll finish off the year. I'm wishing time will fly by and I can start college and just try to move on. Sometimes I feel like I made a mountain out of a molehill. I fucked everything up, but I can't wait to have kids so I can help them do the right things without punishing them. That's the one thing I can know I will for sure do when I have kids. For now, things suck and they're hard. Being kind of homeless sucks. Staying at somebody else's house is not the same as having your own bed. Too long didn't read, I didn't do it. I stay at my friend's house, but it's not the greatest place ever. Life goes on. Relevant comments. Gold teeth. OP, you're gonna look back on this event in a few years and be so fucking proud of yourself for not having gone through with this illegal as fuck request from your mom and brother. Not only that, it's a blessing in a way because you know how little these people care about you. They literally couldn't give two fucking shits about you. And you don't need to feel bad or give a shit either. You say that you wish time flew by so you could go to college. So, I'm assuming that you are admitted somewhere and will be going. This will be a tough year for you, but I'm hoping college will be a helpful experience and that you can find support and good friends there. I promise it will get better. OP responds, I have been admitted to the school I want to go to. So, the sooner that day comes, the better for me and the easier things will be. Dinosaur Train comments, I've also been on my own since I was a teenager. While things suck ass, I promise, you are so much better off finding out the truth about your family now. It doesn't seem like it while you're a minor and vulnerable, but trust me, it is true. This temporary hardship is miles better than years of bullshit which your mom would have hung around your neck. In the meantime, perhaps you could see an attorney and find out what your rights are about suing for child support, for yourself, and being illegally evicted, if that's the case. OP responds, I don't know. I can't afford an attorney, and I don't think I want one either. As messed up as my mom is, I have no desire to make things worse for her in the long run. I will handle whatever comes to me. I don't think she can handle what comes to her if I make legal trouble. And that's it. That's where the story ends. Of all the posts not have any kind of ending or at least hopeful way that things are progressing, this is definitely one of the worst ones to not have an idea of where this person's life went over the past 10 years. And it kinda sucks because that update was posted on my birthday, November 22nd, 2015. While I was excited to be getting Fallout 4 for my birthday and just over the moon about it. OP was going through hell. I know they say no good deed goes unpunished, but good God. I can only hope that OP was able to build a life without his family. I can only hope that OP was able to move on and find a career and to go through college and to live a life that's somewhat normal compared to the one that was stripped away from him by a mother who valued the drug test of a brother who was more willing to break the law and risk the future of his younger brother than just simply being clean for a few months to get it out of his system so he could get the job that was required. This was a mother who prioritized one future over another, who played favorites. Favorites in such a way where no matter how hard OP swung, it was never enough. I can only hope that OP kept their elbows up and powered through. Now for you, the audience, if you find yourself in this position, don't hesitate to look up local resources to help you. I've probably been sitting in my closet that was converted to a recording booth for maybe the last 30 minutes trying to figure out what to even say about this, because there's a part of me that just vehemently despises Reddit sometimes. This is a complex situation, so please listen to everything I have to say before you comment about my words. And please also understand this is not just about this post. This is about Reddit as a whole. In the past, I've made comments about how much Reddit stating, "Go no contact," infuriates the hell out of me, because it's always an idealist solution for a complex situation. Yeah, of course, on paper, this is the obvious solution to make. But the problem is, much like a spectator watching a sport, yeah, you're gonna have so many opinions and comments of what should be done, of what needs to happen. But when you're in the moment, when the decision's in front of you and you have to be the one to make the choice to weigh all of the options, it's never just as simple as what's being screamed from the sidelines. When the rubber hits the road, you don't know what you'll do. You can think about what you might do. You can have this grandiose plan of what your thought would be or how of course you'd make the right decision. The conversations we have with ourselves in the shower. But it's never that simple. It's fine to be idealistic, but on Reddit there's almost this toxic idealism where you have to make 100% the correct decision no matter what, even if it's against your own interests, because it's the morally right thing to do. And if you can't abide by their rules, you're as bad as the people you're trying to escape. This is something I've been very vocal about on this channel for the past year of doing this. And actually, while I was finishing up this little bit of the tangent here, I actually stumbled upon two comments that are related to the post in question, but they do kind of cover the general feelings that I'm having right now. Sombra Online comments, "Stuff like this is why I think people should be careful when taking advice from Reddit. Obviously, people would push you to do the right thing, but it's easier to do that when you don't actually have to live with the aftermath. Like, we all would love a fairy tale ending where OP would look back at the moment with pride and integrity, but real life isn't always like that, especially for an essentially homeless teen. It honestly irks me to see a teen talking about being in a very low point in his life, and someone commenting, 'In the future, you'd be so fucking proud,' and saying they don't care about you when us on Reddit don't actually care too. Everything's essentially thoughts and prayers." I know it isn't the right thing to do, but OP should have just peed in the cup. He was coerced. It's just weed. And it really shouldn't be his problem that a company somewhere hired a pothead. User WinNowWingWins comments in response, "I agree that Reddit advice can be idealistic and doesn't always take real-world consequences into account. But I also don't think peeing into a cup was the right answer. If he had been caught, his future could potentially be tanked. It was a no-win situation. I do wonder if taking to a guidance counselor or another adult would have helped. I was going to say their family members, but if he had nowhere to go, I'm guessing that wasn't in the cards." I'm in full agreement with Wingwin's comments, and I'm probably in about 75% agreement with Sombra's comment. But I'm in more agreement with them than I am in general about how Reddit will handle sticky and just complicated situations like this in general. OP in the story got fucked. There's no sugarcoating that. He was put in a no-win scenario, and yeah, he did make the morally correct choice, 100% so. He made a very, very, very difficult decision. But my grievances are entirely with how Reddit handles this kind of shit. And again, it's not just with this post. This is more of a general statement to Reddit as a whole. Don't forget, this is brought to you by GamerSupps. Use code ODDS at checkout. It's basically a caffeine powder that you put in your water, and I actually really like it. I use this on a daily basis. Don't forget that every purchase you make using code ODDS directly supports the channel. And if you want a personal recommendation from me, I would either recommend the Soda Pressing Pear or Dragon Fruit Punch. Those two are currently my favorite flavors. And as a note, once we sell a certain amount of stuff, I get my own flavor and my own cup, and you all know I'm gonna choose some degenerate shit that's gonna make their PR team squirm. My goal is to make them regret partnering with me. So please, use code ODDS at checkout to make my dream come true of making a PR team squirm.